and an insane plot twist. Day 9 is no longer
quite
in charge
literally
of Day 9 TV. He is eating. So it's going to be the three of us. We might have somebody else hop in here in a little bit.
I think you went down the street to get a sandwich, so if you have some negative brotherly things to say right now, I'm sure no one will ever Twitch that. Clip that.
Did you guys ever know about the LAN party that we held in our house when our mom went out of town? We had people flying in all over the place, and then one of our neighbors narked on us.
Oh, my
It
God.
was bad. Yeah, I know.
You didn't invite your neighbors to the LAN party.
I
That's
know,
the problem.
right? Yeah, they were all Counter-Strike players.
This is back when they really looked down on black tar heroin too, isn't it?
This was at that time, right? So
it was don't do that. You know what I mean?
It was a big no-no.
Yeah.
But we had guys flying in from like Chicago and people coming from Oklahoma, and it was a glorious LAN party until.
Who was that from Chicago? Wisdom.
That was Wisdom.
Oh wow. Also a member of the fake Team 9.
Yeah,
actually.
that's right.
Yeah.
That is now the real Team 9.
RS
it's crazy.
RS that started as a fake sponsored team and then just became a good team.
That's right. That's right. And now here we are.
God, you were an RS as well.
That's right.
How did you figure that out?
He was a captain.
Yeah, I was a captain for a while. It was fun. I actually kind of hated
it. Start with like Bullock and like,
it was a bunch of guys in Montreal.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of pretty
the
good
Canadians, the guys that were rising. They were like
the
pretty good.
Montreal guys.
Yeah.
Man, good at StarCraft, but geez Louise, when they talked, man. Faith. Who were they all?
Faith, the DT dropper.
Well, they all were.
Faith
Who
the,
were the other two?
Faith the DT everything.
Yes.
There was Bullock. There was Loudon.
Loudon. That's
Loudon?
right. Great memory.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Those were the two Terrans.
There were some other ones though, and now I feel
Veg?
like yeah, Veg.
No, not RS. Nobody cares about it. The French Canadian players that were really good.
Oh, Cool Templar.
I don't know
The
who
Zerg
that
player.
is.
Cool Templar.
Now you're just making up ideas.
Players, not.
Well, I mean, he was pretty
It
good.
was Faith.
He was pretty cool.
Kiwi. XC's Kiwi.
Kiwi was very good.
I met him. He came to Korea recently.
Kiwi was a guy that got rank 1 on WG Tour playing by hiding a command center or a nexus or a hatchery every game. And that was on a ladder where you could actually download the replays, and he still somehow got rank 1 with that.
XDS, man. That's
XDS.
where Gur came from.
Yeah.
Those are the original very good French-Canadian players.
That's right.
But you're not helping. You don't remember the other ones, do you? You're just kind of dodging this question.
I mean, I just named a bunch of them.
And none of them were the guys we're talking about. The French-Canadian Protosses that were very good, along with Faith. There was one that was way better than the other two. I can't remember his name.
Well, no, I mean, there was other Canadian Protosses that weren't French-Canadian that were really good.
Yeah.
Like Jiang, Jiang. He was good.
Yes. Oh, I would have forgotten about him.
Pride. But he was from Ottawa. He was not from...
H&R Pride.
Yeah, he was very good. He would literally upgrade attack for his arbiters because he would make so many in the game. He would have mass arbiters, and actually, because like if they're just going arbiters,
how much more damage does an arbiter get if you
+1?
+1,
and it's 10 explosive
6 damage instead of 5.
Yeah,
explosive.
Madness.
Though, bro.
Yeah, it's explosive damage.
You'll kill a tank in a minute 10 instead of a minute 20.
It is a fact that if arbiters, if you took their attack away, that would be a buff. That is a fact.
When Dan ever says. He's like, when he declares fact, what you're
fact.
about to hear is the most bullshit thing.
I declare this to the jury. I enter this.
The truth! And
it is
like,
the truth.
and then lie.
Yeah. No, if they didn't have an attack, then they would be such a low priority to attack that it would be much harder to kill them.
Well, the thing is that if you attack...
Look, I know that Day 9's here, so you're like feeling challenged about the daily and all that, but like, come on, get out.
It's true. It's true. There's Zerg player over here who's trying to talk to me about arbiters as if he's ever even seen one.
Which one of these
turns
Are you kidding
my
me?
mic up? One of the reasons I don't remember those guys is because one of those guys did a mass arbiter recall. I was like way ahead, 9 bases to nothing. Recalls in, and it had like 7 Reavers in there. I didn't see it, so my whole arm was like, Raffle, this kid's silly. And I come in. And I was like, whoa! And he started recalling more army over there off of like 3 bases.
It was probably Pride.
Sounds
like
what that guy did.
He was a great player.
Yeah, he was really strong.
Well, who are we casting next?
It's the winter match, so it's Nyokin Draco. That's pretty sick.
2 of the favorites.
I'm worried for Nyokin here. I think he was always a little bit weaker in TVP.
When you were doing this during the first cast, I was like, yeah, 9 years ago, that was one of his worst matchups. Like, what?
He's improved a lot.
He's 2/3 older than back then. Like, who knows what he is now, man? Look at him. Look at the sweater he's wearing. This kid.
Look at this. He looks like a guy who chops up nerds and eats them.
No, he looks like a guy who serves you sushi at a nice restaurant, like a like a hotel bar at a 5-star restaurant.
It's really funny because he works at IBM now, which means he's responsible for Team Jello.
Oh, we got to talk about the Jello kids. There was this time, okay?
Oh, my God.
These guys, well, they were called the Jellos. I think they were cousins or something. There was Jello 1 and there was Jello Pud. And
there was Jello 2 also, but he wasn't around as much.
They showed up at a tournament, and they had the tag.
By the way, they were map hackers to make this completely
they were
clear.
map hackers.
So that people know the story.
They showed up. I believe it was Jello 1 showed up, and there was always some news reporters at these early esports events, and they're always kind of like, ladies and gentlemen, this is really a thing. We're going to interview some of these kids. Something gaming addiction.
I'm standing in front of a game LAN center where people actually play the game.
They call it esports, Martha.
Put your Doritos down and your Mountain Dew. Let's go in.
This guy showed up, okay? And when these reporters, he goes, well, interview me. I'm sponsored by IBM.
Yes.
Which he is not. IBM never sponsored anybody. And all of a sudden, all these cameras just turn and start filming him. And he's just there talking.
He went outside and he gave interviews.
It's like trolling before we really had
trolling
down.
They printed his interviews.
Yes.
And he was just talking about how he was sponsored by IBM and like a top pro gamer and stuff. And it was so funny because the Jellos, I mean, they were actually nice guys when they showed up at LAN. But they were actually map hackers.
Yeah.
They actually cheated.
Hang on. Let me also give some background. When Dan says they were actually nice guys, Dan was like the sucker fish of the StarCraft community. Like any BM idiot, Dan was like, come be my friend. You like cuddled them.
I will father you, my young nerd.
I'll tell people you're a nice guy. Don't worry about it. Idric, come over here.
And like, so when he says the Jello guys are nice, what he means is they hacked, lied about it, smurfed into tournaments, and ruined it for all of us. Who that's all we had. We have like 4 tournaments in there.
They're pretty cool in person.
He's a pretty cool guy.
It's like they're like, hey, did you hear they caught Jeffrey Dahmer? Dan will be like, you know what? Hell of a poker player. That guy. Did he eat people? I guess. But other than the eating people, watched my kids.
He made a good sandwich.
Not a bad guy. God.
So do we think Draco is just going to take this, or do you think Nyokin actually has a
I think
chance?
it's going to be a great series.
Yeah?
Yes.
Artie?
I'm looking forward to it.
Artie-tosis?
This tournament's completely different. It's about who's been playing, and Nyokin's been playing since December.
Yeah, that is true.
I've been playing off and on since December.
Do you feel like some of what In Control is saying is he's saying because he just lost, he's basically like here, he's salty, he's mad.
Nick, you haven't won in 10 years.
He played 9 hours, but the other guy played 10, and that's how the
I only
crumbles.
played 8, actually.
Yeah.
No, you're like, I think Draco's got it because Nyokin's shit. And I'm like, no, they're both great players. And he's like, do you think Nick In Control's salty? He's like,
well, here's the beautiful thing is I can talk all the trash I want, and I don't have to back it up because my hand's broken.
He's
So I'm
like,
like, well, I don't know. I mean, I could have won the whole. We'll never know.
You guys don't understand. I tried to switch it up and it broke. Ugh.
Yeah. What if my hand's not broken and this is a fake cast? I'm just like, I'm too scared to play.
I push you over
I'm
and
too
you
scared
catch
to play.
yourself on that hand.
I have to lie later. I'm like, it's a fashion cast. Everyone's going to be wearing this in 3 years. You watch.
That's so funny.
All right, we're going to the
girls
game.
in Korea
Number
think
1.
It's for sympathy.
We have. Oh my God! I thought his command center was infested for a second.
Yeah, that's the skin.
We got Nyokin over here in the perp, and we have Draco in the green.
And you can see that Draco did not pre-order StarCraft Remastered.
Yeah.
They should pre-order it for him. They should come to him for that.
Yeah,
that's some bling.
This match, like Nyokin's been active enough, but I heard that Draco is actually in pretty good shape. He's looked good today.
I've only played for 1 week.
Playing.
Yeah, he's been playing for a week.
Oh my God, we have a legend.
Special guest coming in. Legendary
Machine.
other Zerg from America.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Machine. How you doing, dude?
Dude, I'm doing excellent.
You
I'm
are running
living
a
the dream right
fantastic
now.
tournament right now.
Bryce, now that we got you in the hot seat,
This is all his work.
I've been reading the Team Liquid live report thread, and one of the hot button questions in there is, why did you get such shit players for this tournament, and where are all the really good Koreans?
You got any
The
explaining
shit
to do for
players
that?
just happen to be my friends.
That is true.
Man, I couldn't, you know, I don't know. No, man, this is.
No, I
this is a
love
dream
reading
come
Team
true.
Liquid, a bunch of kids that were never around back in the day,
I
saying
know.
who's good and who's
Exactly
not.
right.
We were doing the ASL a while
Artusis
back, and I
is
checked the
always-
Team Liquid live thread, and people are like, who the fuck are these guys? They don't know anything about the game. I'm like, oh, really? Like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, guys.
That's pretty funny.
Nick's like, that's true about StarCraft 2, but in Brood War, you shut your mouth.
No, man, everyone was competitive back in the day.
No, not everyone.
Yeah, man, there's always those gamers.
you know he's
I'm
watching
just-
right now. We
He
love
is.
Jake.
I'm just kidding.
He
Love
was in my
Jake,
chat
man.
yesterday, man.
Love Jake, man.
He's out there.
Anyways, I think that, well,
Let me tell you what I think is going on here,
Yeah?
because I'm so knowledgeable in this matchup right now. You know, being a Terran
Yeah, you
player.
mean a Zerg player. Tell us a lot of your
You're
insight.
feeding that stereotype.
Well, I don't know.
We
I think
all
this is
practice.
actually
We all
just a
watch each
pretty
other.
basic map, honestly. Python, I think. Obviously, these guys have played millions upon millions of games probably on this map.
Yeah.
These
Oh.
positions should be.
Well,
eh.
Thank you, Bryce. That's
I
been,
think the
you just
pos-
light my
I know,
heart up
right?
now.
I know, right?
It's a basic
this
map.
is
They
this
played
is
it
the
a
favorite
bunch.
spot for Terran here. This spot, the
Oh, the
9
right
o'clock.
right
This is-
starting location.
or 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3
Yeah.
o'clock is best for Terran.
Is this also a fact?
It is in fact a fact. But like the only
lies.
thing that's like kind of hard about this map for TVP, I remember because everyone was like, "It's a Terran map. Look at the stats." And then I went through the stats, and it was like Flash had gone like 14-0 on the map, and that's why it was Terran Battles. But taking the third here against
Stats?
Protoss can be difficult.
Stats can be pretty misleading
Yes.
in RTS, where it's like, well, you know, if one guy is
You sound like
the
a
best
Terran
in the world.
apologist.
Exactly.
I had this debate
Yeah,
with
Jake.
Dan and the others all the time. They would just, we'd get out of our practice groups, they'd be complaining about Terran, and I'm like, guys, right now, I Love Uv just set the record again for the most dominant player in the scene. And they'd be like, yeah, but he's really good. The rest are crap. It's like, no. The rest are really good, too.
This is true.
Well, I mean the fact there was.
Here we go. He said the fact. He said the
there.
fact
You
again.
know
He
now.
did do it. Yeah,
You
no,
know
no.
now.
I'm on a tell here. Yeah.
The
Okay.
problem is he says that all the time.
Well, the fact of the matter is,
So I want to, Spencer. Can we get Draco on camera here? I want to talk about something.
Oh, God,
All right,
yeah.
now can we zoom in just a little bit on his mouth, because Artosis and I figured this out a long time ago. Is if you look at Draco when he's playing the game, it looks like he's holding a mouthful of water with a goldfish in it.
yeah, no, he's
And it's like
his
he has
mouth
to play.
is always closed, but his jaw is really far down.
Yeah, it's just there's a goldfish swimming around in his mouth, and he's not allowed to spit it out or swallow it until the game is done.
Oh, my God, you're right.
Always, he always.
Now, see, if
looks
he wins,
exactly
he
like
swallows
this.
the goldfish. The goldfish only gets to live if in this case Nyokin manages to defeat him.
He has a little cup next to it that he spits it into. is
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
All right, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Just to prep it for
Draco
later.
only has 2 on gas. Is that intentional?
Artosis versus G5 is the last match of the day. Spencer, I want a pinky cam on Artosis' hand
Oh no.
when we go to the end of the day.
Oh, actually, we should get the elbow cam for Nyokin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the bird
Watching-
claw.
Yeah, no.
Remember his bird claw move?
Oh, my
When he
God.
does the 1A, 2A, 3A.
Yeah, no. When he's hotkeying stuff, the way that Nyokin's elbow moves.
He does thumb
It's
on
crazy.
left hand, thumb on
Yeah.
control.
If you're
pinky
standing
coming up
to
here.
the left of his keyboard, he will injure you while he's playing.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
We got to put some orange cones around the left side of him so nobody gets hurt when we're watching him in this tournament.
I just want to tape a pillow around his arm. Like,
That'd be amazing.
He's like, it's too heavy.
by the way,
I like
is
the-
he on?
Wait a minute. Wait, what is going on in
He's
this
on
game?
3
He's on
gates.
3 gates?
He's on
What?
3 gates. He's
Three
doing
gate
a lot of
range.
pressure here.
I thought my opponent was Protoss, and now I got to go with it.
Everyone's just cheesing this tournament, man.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be basically. All right,
The
Get
elbow
ready.
cam.
Get
Elbow
ready.
cam.
Wait. He'll do it. He'll do it.
there
Watch.
it
There's
is!
a bird
There was
claw.
bird claw!
You watch. He'll hotkey something eventually. You just watch that elbow fly out.
Well, he has to wait until he gets up past 3 or 5.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on. He's going to bust it.
Poor
But another
SCV's
SCV's coming
on
up.
there. Here we go.
So this is something you can try to do against a player who's fast expanding his Terran, but the problem is that there's not a lot of.
He's about to have 6.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, the thing is, if it doesn't work,
And now 7.
No, when you have 6,
Zone
you
8.
can step in and one-shot SCVs.
Oh, it's a fact.
It is
that
a
one
factual
actually is a
statement.
fact. Yeah.
Just shoot the bunker.
Oh, thanks, Tasteless, my fucking packed verifier over here. God.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, God,
if
what's
this-
this?
you guys a story of my brother and I's land party? My mother was away on business.
There was a wicker basket.
Sean and I contacted some men on the internet and said, why don't you come to our house and play games with us?
Okay, hold on. He's trying to go down these SCVs.
Oh, God.
This is either. Well, this actually
Oh,
is
he
probably
messed
going
up
to
there.
snowball.
He could have broken that.
Yeah. The SCVs
I
were
think he
repairing
still
fast
could
enough.
here. That tank needs to come
Man, these
sometime.
four-
Oh,
There we
tank's
go.
there!
Oh, you got Sage in time, too.
These
wow, I
Marines
think
need to
now can
upgrade their Gauss
barely is
rifle.
gonna hold
Oh,
this.
my
Oh,
God!
my
He's going to
gosh.
hold it.
Oh,
Do
my
it.
God.
Wow.
Single tier. It looks like that goldfish is going to live.
Such a beautiful game.
So,
Oh, he might sneak around to the minerals here. Oh,
yeah, it's a
never
good
mind.
because sometimes when Protosses do this, if they think it's not going to work, they'll just try to run up the ramp in case the Terran didn't wall in. But in this case, Terran did wall in. But
Dude, he doesn't have a Nexus.
yeah, well, he has one of them, but he doesn't have 2. What if he didn't have?
That's a fact.
What if we went back to his base and like the Nexus was gone? We were like, oh, that's crazy. Did the probes kill it? We don't know. All right, so we know. Okay, it's all right. No, there's one Nexus, and we got a second one coming up here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does anybody else are just the best friends? Their banter's so good.
Every week, it's not a complete morning if I don't upload or turn on, StarCraft Reddit and see a thread about how Nick broke you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well,
And
Dan's
I'm
got
like,
that great
surely what
crazy
Nick's-
person laugh.
Surely what Nick said's really funny, and then I like load the video, and Nick's like, "Well, man, Agent 911 jerk player, really good." And Dan's like, "No, he's not." And then he like falls apart, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Oh my God.
Dementia must settle in way faster in Korea. Like it's. I get your game though. You guys make it like unobtainable humor, so the nerds are like,
Well,
something must be so beautiful. Just on the side.
Day 9 pointed this out a long time ago. He's like, you guys might actually not be funny, but only find each other funny enough that it tricks everybody else into thinking that you're funny.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Every day I wake up knowing that I'm the luckiest guy in the world because me and Tasteless can both make me laugh so hard.
This is true.
Dude,
So,
I felt like such a buzzkill in Korea. Dan kept laughing at himself, and I like look at him and be like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was really funny." I'm like,
I say a lot of funny stuff. Jeff just doesn't get it, man.
He doesn't get it,
guess.
man. He's not with it,
"I
man.
guess, man, I feel bad." I'm
No.
like, I'm so completely detached from the youth of America these days.
Excuse me. I think you guys heard
You
me
just
drinking
drank
that
a
water.
booger, didn't you?
Yeah, sorry. Should have not moved that away from my, my mouth.
love the taste of my own mucus.
So, guys, Draco's kind of in trouble here. I mean, on paper, Protoss is supposed to lose from here. You did not, even though he didn't kill his own Nexus. So
It's going to be up to Nyoken to kill that
yeah,
Nexus.
that's
Come
what
out of this guy.
Nyoken's going to have to go and kill those Nexi guys.
Oh, it looks like Naokin did just find that.
Yeah, he scouts
dragon
all
at
the bases.
bottom.
He's a cheater.
Yeah, probably knows, and that's actually the
Well,
closest base to Naokin, so probably going to end up pushing
The
to 6
game-
o'clock here.
I think the game's going to go long because Nyoken only went up to 3 facts, and he's making a third CC, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess he might move out because he got such a lead, but that's a little bit risky. If you lose your units on 3 factories, Drake goes right back.
The sooner you push as Terran,
I don't think Draco's that far behind, guys.
and it backfires. Well, but it's in part because of the third CC.
It's this.
I think if Nyoken just
yeah.
made factories, he would have like a pretty solid hard counter here.
Yeah, I would macro up to a 2-1
Yeah.
timing with this opening, but... Okay, so this is the one moment here where Nyoken can screw it up, I think.
Nice.
He's going to come down. Is there the ramp's walled in, right? Okay, there's one Dragoon
Oh,
there.
yeah.
This Dragoon's got this. Don't worry.
Yeah. There's a 50% chance he misses, man, at the top of that ramp. You know what I'm saying?
He needs to get more. He needs to get up that ramp now.
Dude, that's a
Yeah.
lot of Dragoons
Yeah.
coming in.
I don't see a shuttle with this army.
No
No.
more mines left in those vultures. Ah, got a couple there.
Yeah, if he had a shuttle, this is like the easiest, peasiest fight ever, but
Oh, but he did run those 2 tanks up top.
that's
on
good.
the cliff. Yeah, this is really good positioning. On
Oh, look at that
those.
zoom out.
So good.
Yeah, it looks so tight.
It's beautiful.
Oh wow!
This game's beautiful. It's true. No.
I think
He's
Draco's
got
in trouble,
vultures going
guys.
to probes. Looks like he's in trouble town, guys.
He's in trouble, guys.
He's in trouble.
He's at the top of Trouble Hill right now.
Yeah, just past Trouble Lane. And
Do you know the trouble, man?
yeah.
Do you know the trouble, man? The trouble, man.
Well, this
That probe's gonna die.
Or not.
this is what happens if you 3-gate and don't get a Nexus. I'm actually surprised that Draco did this. I
Well,
thought
he had
Draco
a
was
Nexus,
going to do.
Nick. You mean an addition?
Yeah, you're right. We got to make sure we got that clarified.
Well, he thought he was going to break in. Actually, he could have killed the bunker. There was a misstep there.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised that Draco went for something like that. I was just assuming
Yeah.
he'd play a standard game and probably come out on top.
I think he's intimidated. Nyoken's one of the best 8 players here. He's works at IBM.
Well, I mean, Day 9's here, too. He's not playing, but...
That's true.
So
That's
top
true.
9 players here.
Oh my God! Do you think they did that on purpose?
Guys, Machine's sitting
9
right
players?
here. Machine's sitting right here. Oh, and I'm sitting here, too. What am I
Oh,
doing?
that's true. Machine's
11,
here, too.
yeah.
10 player.
Yeah.
Well, tasteless. You have your cursed tasteless paw right now.
That's right, man. I'm Tasty Lannister over here with my golden nerd hand, unable to...
Yeah.
You keep
You know,
saying
show
that, and
this-
I'm like, are you trying to tell people you have sex with Sean? Or I'm like, if you just want to come out and say it's 2017, man, we're not going to judge you. All right, it's legal somewhere.
I'm sure there's a fan fiction of that on the net
There's
anyway.
gotta be.
yeah.
The internet's a big place.
Hey, Sean, nobody's coming to a LAN party. I guess it's just you and me, bud. Time to peel
All
off
those
these.
strangers on the internet didn't decide to come over, so what are we going to do? Well, from here, man, in this game,
Yeah,
I
what is
think there's
Draco
no
gonna
way
do?
that Draco's
Hey,
going to come
Draco's
back.
in trouble, guys.
He's going to LZ Gamer Draco from here, man.
You know what he should have done? You guys ready for this? Elevate a probe down to the island expansion lower left. Take it.
You're a madman.
That base would never get touched. Now,
Wait a minute. There's a DT in that shuttle. There's still a chance.
Oh, and a High Templar. Oh, shit.
What if
Yeah.
he drops off the Dark Templar, hallucinates more of them, gets him to scan the hallucinations, and then kills them with the real ones?
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's how you do it.
That's
That
how you
sounds
do it.
really great.
What is
Super
going on
meta.
over here?
Oh, it must have been a DT.
He tried
or
to
something.
swap it with eBay, but it doesn't work.
I couldn't get that scanner.
That'd be the most confusing base. You show up and there's an eBay with a ComSat
Yeah.
scan on it. You're like, what?
eBay with like a nuke silo.
He's
next to it.
going
Like, what
for
are you
intimidation.
doing exactly.
This is one of the most humiliating ways to lose is Protoss, is the eBay connected to the scanner.
Yeah, Naokin looks good, man. Him versus Rhett's going to be fun later, if that ever happens. I want to see what form Legionnaires in, man. That's
Yeah, I'm
the
really
wink
curious
question
about
mark
that.
here.
Yeah.
This guy went to
Well,
Korea
he-
when they still wore costumes. It was amazing.
He's going to...
The old general outfit.
Yeah,
He's
Oh,
gonna
I
have
love
better
those things.
shuttle control than White Raw. Right?
Well, I mean, everybody does.
Yeah.
Probably.
Poor White Raw. He's sitting right behind you guys. You're making fun.
Yeah, man.
He destroyed
He's got a
me.
smile on his
shuttles.
face because
That's
he's
all
a
it took.
better person than his friends that are making fun of him on the couch. God.
After
All right,
the game
guys.
comes over.
Hey, those Zealots are
It's
slow.
moving in here.
They're really slow, too, aren't
Those Zealots are so bad. Oh, my God.
Oh, I know.
But
And
here comes the shuttle. No, not White Raw again.
Ah!
And good game.
Yeah, there's not much. I mean, even if he got speed, I'm not sure he's got a lot of options
Does
here.
anybody else think Draco's just not as good as he used to be?
Uh-oh, I think he actually swallowed the goldfish.
Zealots, come out from behind.
Actually, he's
He's
got a lot of
chewing the
zealots.
goldfish
Oh, it looks like
right now.
speed
Zealot
finish
speed's
just in
done.
time, too.
Zealot
Yeah.
speed's
This
done.
could be the deciding fight.
Oh, either way, I think that was.
I don't know,
Guys,
guys.
I just discovered that siege tanks in siege mode can damage themselves.
Oh, that one DT is just cleaning up, though.
Yeah, it usually does.
There we
Yeah,
go.
it's actually
Even
funny how
still-
often this works. You could have one DT in a fight like this, a Terran might not scan or realizing what's going on.
And it turns out he dies anyways. But you know what? He's a good guy. Eating that goldfish. You're not coming out of this one, Jimmy.
Oh my god. Well, I think we're just probably going to see him tap out as long as Nyokin's still macroing up. I mean, this is pretty straightforward.
Elbow
a
now.
lot of this just
Elbow
goes
now.
back to that
Elbow
build.
now. Elbow now, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can get the elbow cam here on Nyokin.
Elbow cam for sure.
I don't think he's hotkeying anything at this point, guys.
Yeah,
The game
man.
is,
It's
is
not,
very
he's
much
trying
just-
hard. He's talking all
What
this
if we go
crap.
over there and he has a spinner in his hand? We're like,
Fidget spinner.
he's so sick. He's so
So meta.
sick.
I was expecting you with my fidget spinner.
All right, this is, well, all right, now we're going to see the bird claw.
Look at it. I am Birdman.
Oh, there's that funny
Nope.
hockey thing.
Oh, there we go.
I am Phoenix Man.
And
Claw. See,
claw.
Oh, by the way,
claw.
GG. Well, that does it. Look at that zoom out. God, so crazy. So
gonna
crazy. to
zoom
see
all
this
the way
game
out to
zoom.
space eventually.
Yeah.
It's like we see the building that we're casting
Where
in,
did it
and then it
go?
goes out. We see San Francisco. We're like, wow, that is a powerful remastered engine,
Yeah,
guys.
no kidding.
Jeez.
In case you guys are wondering, that is vodka.
Shh, come on. I told you not to tell. Come on.
Right.
You're going to get me in trouble here.
Nyokin is I
Ever
think
since-
he's gonna get out of this group, guys.
What if he only drops a game to me, man? I'd be so sick.
Oh, back on camera. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Well, Draco's definitely not gonna try the 3-gate goon all in again.
You don't think so?
Expect a little bit more of a standard play here from them.
Let's
It
do
was a good. I think it was just kind of a lucky opening, honestly, from Nyokin just going like gasless against.
It's pretty popular right
'cause if
now,
you-
but
I
it's
feel like
new
if
meta.
what do you call
Christ, that's the 1 hour meta, dude. Ever since this game launched.
it? If Draco had been
everyone's
12 o'clock though and opened with like Reapers against gasless or Reavers rather, you're like,
Yeah.
kinda
If
get
you
in
got
trouble with
Reapers,
that.
we're like,
Okay.
He can
Production.
jump right down.
there's
and up.
something they hit remastered.
let's get the StarCraft 2 player out of here. All right? Please.
Fair enough.
No,
He just needed a bailing bus, that single bunker, man.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's see if Draco does something a little bit more standard. Because the thing with PvT in general is that There are so many dirty tricks Protoss can do early on to stop the Terran from really getting to the point of the game they actually want to get to.
Can we? This is the first couple
DTs,
hours of
Reaver.
new people coming into Brood War. Can we not start the stereotype about Protoss being a trickster? In Brood War, man,
We're talking about
they did
PvT.
bulldog openings. They drop zealots on stuff.
Yeah,
to
you'll
blow
see
it
that
up.
when G5 and I
Yeah,
play.
G5's
Yeah.
playing later.
He will be
Before-
He will just be battering down my
They were
front door.
not the trickster.
But
they
then
were
the next game he'll go 4 Nexus
Yes.
off of 1 Dragoon.
Off of
So-
one
I wanna-
Dragoon.
I want to
can
see the
happen.
stove opening, man.
The
stove!
Oh
Yeah.
my god! I totally forgot about that.
The worst
Scout
build
shows up
ever
and the
made.
Terran's like, "What is that?"
Dude, do you want to explain what the stove opening is here?
Okay, so once upon a time, there was a USA Protoss named Proct.
Yes.
Who was friends with Wreckroll, and they came up with the stupidest build that there ever was.
Knowing it was the stupidest build.
Literally knowing it was the
Yeah.
stupidest build. It was like a scout into a DT.
Yes, into
Against
an
Terran.
Arbiter. I
Yes.
think off one base.
The Arbiter is the trick part. That's the part
Because
you
the
don't
Arbiter
expect.
doesn't even make sense if you already got a DT
I
because
know.
it's cloaked.
Yep.
Well, you
And
get
then
a
you-
tur- a
flying-
turret
And then you get a
covers all of
and then
that.
you get stasis.
God, it was
with
such
that,
a
and you
terrible
try to
build.
stasis like one thing, and if you lose to the stove, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over, man.
It just boils over, man.
So we got, we got that's Draco,
That's
in the,
Draco in the top
bottom left, and Nyokin in the bottom left.
Yeah, they're both in the bottom left somehow.
Yeah. That's a fact.
So
It's good to be here, guys.
This is so much fun.
I was actually hoping to see
it is.
Draco in a macro game PvT. So let's see if we actually get it this time.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big.
Well,
I think
this
there's a
map
good
you
chance
almost
of it.
you have to go into a macro game kind of like this circuit breaker. Like Terran just takes 4 bases against Protoss.
Yeah,
you
the-
can't stop it.
No, you can't. It's pretty tough, especially this bottom base down here in the center. It's pretty safe for Terran to
Right
get.
there in
Really
that
hard
black
for
shroud
Protoss.
there.
Yeah.
You guys see it?
Yeah, I don't, but maybe they see it at home. I have no idea.
No, that's the stream right there, bro.
No.
Is that due to like the 2 ramps outside the naturals that just make it like really hard to engage before you get like
Double
the
ramp,
base?
Yeah,
Double
it's elevation
the
change and everything.
Bridges
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you just make a depot wall at the center base, and it's like you put 2 tanks behind that and some turrets, and
Is
you
it
go
weird?
you march towards 3-2 and maxed army, and it's just like
Dan looks at things, and like other people see something, but he sees where to turtle. He's like, well,
yeah,
Build 17 depots there, put 16 tanks behind it, you're good to go.
that's right. And then they attack into you, and you're like, I'm smarter than you.
Then
what
they
Dan was
de-drop
always-
your main, and you're like, well, I'm out of this game, and there's no way I'm GGing.
Well, not against a DT drop.
My
what Dan
favorite.
was
Here's a
always,
story. Here's a story. This is one of my favorites. Okay, this is obviously the best year of Brood War ever because it's the year I won WCG. But Dan and Idra are in the same group. Okay, these guys are best of friends, but in that culture, in like Terran USA culture, best of friend is also like it translates to will actually murder at some point. Will actually kill you
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
knife. With a knife. They get each other. Greg secretly had been training PvT for that tournament because he didn't want to do TVT because he just switched to Terran, and I think he liked ZVT, but he knew everyone was pretty good at it, so he didn't want to do that. So he went PvT for this tournament. It's the only tournament Greg ever played Protoss in Brood War. And this is before he was in his final form.
Yeah.
He gets Dan in the group, literally, and this is the best timing for just everything. A shuttle is going into Dan's base with 4 Dark Templar on it from Greg, and the drop screen comes up, and Dan has like a missile turret halfway done. He's like,
Oh
super,
my
super,
God.
super dead. Dan would tell you he's not, but he's super dead. The game, it goes to disconnect. They have a discussion where they're like, well, I mean, you lose. And Dan's like, of course not. So they
You remember
regame. They regame. Greg tries it again. Guess what's there? About 7 missile turrets. Doesn't work. Dan wins.
That is
I remember
savage.
it differently. I
It
remember
doesn't surprise me.
Idra was afraid of my detection and disconnected.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that could happen. Another great story from that era. This is like the year before. We used to, so WCG was like a multi-game event where everyone did their championships. We had the CS:GO 1.6 players behind us.
Oh man.
We were like the dignified Brood War players in our chairs. We're
Golf claps after we win.
Good game. It's
Well,
good,
game.
good to see you, gentlemen.
It was an absolutely
playing.
fantastic strategy.
like, behind us is 10 teenage kids killing each other verbally, just yelling. None of us would say a thing. We're all just like looking back there, shooting daggers, really disturbed. Skew, the most disturbed of all of us, stands up in his seat, looks at 20 CS:GO or CS nerds, and says, "Hey!" They all look at him and says, "Shut up!" And they were so taken aback.
Unwise.
They were so like, "What?"
Yeah.
That they actually did shut up. And then he sat down and kept playing, and then for the rest of the
Wow,
tournament.
that's
They were fine.
crazy.
Yeah, he did that.
Skew was crazy, man. but very passionate.
One time, I asked if I could watch his game. Like, we were at a qualifier for WCG. He was playing against a Protoss, so I thought it would be no problem. I'd be like, hey, can I watch? And he looks at me and he says, I will rip off your nipple. And I remember being
There
like...
are some people that are like, don't watch me when I play.
Dude.
I was like,
Actually, I have a
my
really
brain
good
never even
Skew
took me
story.
to a place where you would say something like that to someone. So I was just like, fair enough. You know.
That was
So-
in Orlando, right?
L.A.
The finals you won? Okay.
Well,
Anyways,
that was
go
the
ahead, Nishi.
qualifier to go.
All
to
right.
the
Once upon a time, I went to the San Mateo Regional, and G5 and Skew met each other. And during
the
the
hell?
1-1 in a game,
Yeah.
That's terrible.
basically Skew disconnected, and the WCG admin came over, looked at both of their screens because the screen was frozen, and says, "Oh, Skew has more minerals, that he has mined. He's clearly won."
Oh, God.
Oh
And
my
Alex
God.
Brola, definitely knowing, like being a veteran at StarCraft, knew that meant nothing.
In fact, you're probably losing if you
All
have
right,
one.
But he sat right next to the referee. He was like, "Yes, of course. Like I have more minerals." And G5 actually got knocked out of the qualifier
Wow.
because of that. And then right afterwards, like Skew's trying to be all buddy with Eric, and he's like, "No, man, like you just screwed me over."
Wow.
By the way, guys, this is really
Alex
weird. We have been
Brola.
making barracks.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Uh.
This is not what you're supposed to do,
Not
but it
standing
actually
at all.
could catch Draco off guard here.
It'll be Marine tank.
Normally, you don't rush to High Templars and you don't rush to Reavers.
Yeah,
in this
you just have
situation.
Dragoons and maybe a
Yeah.
shuttle with a Zealot. And if you have enough Marines with stem, this
You
is
could-
kind
you
of like
could-
a weird
You
cheese.
could do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
have enough.
That's actually literally exactly what I'm saying.
We have great minds, you and
Yeah,
I.
we do.
One of my other kind of along Bryce's story, and this, I'm surprised this story doesn't get told more, but there was a WCG finals, I think it was the year Noni won, when Noni showed up in just God mode,
yeah.
amazing form. There was a game where Noni was playing, was it Noni and G5, or was G5 or somebody? Anyways, the disconnect comes up. It's like a 45-minute epic, incredible, like game 3. Amazing decider game. We're all of us were sitting behind, just like gripped by how good this game was. Disconnect happens. Ref comes over and goes, "All right." And he's got like a board, and he's like, "Who had the higher score on the score screen?" And we all looked at him, and he goes, "We're like, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, we got to determine the win, so who had the higher score?"
Like, oh yeah, I guess
All
there is
of
a
us-
score screen.
All of us simultaneously laughed, shook our heads, kind of brushed him off, and said, "No, we're regaming." And he's like, all right, yeah, that works too. And we like ushered him away, and then we regamed.
Yeah.
it.
There were a couple tournaments
The
we go.
WCG
There were a couple
ref
tournaments we go to where the
stories.
refs were like not even aware of the game they had to cover.
I can
Oh,
I
of
can't even
course not.
fault
They're
them.
all Counter-Strike. Like,
Yeah,
refs
there
for the
were like
most
some
part.
from Quake as well.
Yeah.
Brood War back then.
All right.
I mean, it was all of these amateurs playing, man.
We actually I think are about to see this push start here.
Dude,
Third
we might be
Nexus
able
is-
to.
This is going to be really strong.
Yeah, this could be great.
This is I'm actually so surprised that Nyokin's doing this now that he's up one game, but
It's a huge shocker, man.
Draco, Draco lost. I think it was
he's
to
got
I
it
Love
up, though.
OOV in WCG in
Yeah.
Italy to something similar.
Oh man, I don't think Draco's.
Dude,
this is-
3 Nexus, just Dragoons. He's not going to hold this.
No, he's
This
Yeah,
is
I think
I
so.
can't believe he's doing
I
this.
can't believe it, man. He's in so much trouble.
un- Unbelievable,
this
folks.
is the believability is not quite there. Now you can kite Marines with Dragoons, but the problem is as long as the siege tanks are all intact
Yeah, those tanks
and
got
manage
long
to push
range.
forward,
Yeah.
you're basically fine. But this is, of course, easier said than done.
He's picking off as much
Yeah,
as
he's
he
doing
can.
a good job
but-
picking off a few Marines at a time though here. Oh, Scanny is going to get that
Get that
observer.
observer.
Not the biggest deal in this.
Now he can lay
situation.
spider mines with the vultures he doesn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
This is
it. Draco has to hold this here. This is really hard to
Stim's
do, very
finished.
unorthodox. Can we get a zoom out here so we get the top part of that?
Zoom
play?
in.
Draco
zoom
just pulled
in.
some probes.
And then zoom
Show
out
us the
again.
probe.
Zoom in and then zoom out.
Can we check the top right?
I think Nyokin might have it, you guys.
GG.
Wow,
What?
GG.
Wow.
Wow, what unorthodox style.
Wow. He's like, good game. I really did that to you.
Good
Yeah.
gamer. I'm better dressed than you, too.
Oh,
Wow,
boy.
Draco not
Jeez.
going to be happy with that. That is just, that happened to you like 1 out of every 100 games.
Come on,
As a Protoss player against a Terran. Everybody knows about it, but it's just so rare.
it is so rare, dude.
All right, we're going to get Nyokin over here.
Come on in.
You are so well dressed. Which one of us were you trying to impress? Yeah, thank you. That's what I thought. Yeah. No, I knew that. I was just confirming.
How do you feel, man?
I feel great.
Yeah.
I've never beat Draco before, so I'm happy.
2-0. okay, so we were talking about that strategy that you were doing in game number 2. I think all Protoss players are aware of that strategy. They almost never encounter it. Was there a reason why you chose to do that at that specific time, or did you have that planned out before you ever had a match against him?
Give a really complicated answer.
Yeah.
Make it sound really smart. Go ahead.
Okay, so that
I
build-
thought he was Zerg. Like,
Yeah, I thought he was Zerg. No, but really that build is really strong if you know they're double expanding.
Yeah.
Because they have to follow up with gateway units, right?
Yeah.
So there's no splash. Marines take 4 hits from a Dragoon. They attack
There it
slow,
is.
and you have medics, so they're never going to die.
Medics
they
take
shield
they take
forever.
6 hits.
They deal a ton of damage. It's just a strong build versus gateway units.
And what about in game number 1? Were you surprised that Draco went for the attempting to do the bust on the 3 gates with the Dragoons? Because he was like, if Terran holds that, they're in pretty much great shape. Did you expect a more normal game from him?
Yeah, I was expecting a normal game.
Yeah.
If he was going to bust me, I expected 10-15. So to see 3 gates, that was a lot, and I wasn't expecting that at all. And then he double expanded again. I could have Marine Medic that game, but I decided since I was so far ahead,
Hold it back for the
not-
second game. Reveal it in game 2.
I didn't want to throw the game.
Yeah.
where-
Yeah. That's crazy. Well,
Jeff,
congratulations.
you're so useful, Jeff.
you.
I'm so glad that you're here on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You were saving the show in control.
Yeah.
think
Thank you for interpreting
We
for
were
us.
told very different things. It was like, yeah, what's this event? They're like, that's a Home Story Cup style, really casual. We're just celebrating the game. They go to Nick. They're like, listen, there's about 30,000 nerds there that don't know. how to play
Imagine
this
you're
game.
hosting the Oscars.
Explain everything. And I was like, whoa.
Well,
So
I
now
mean-
can you're top 4?
yeah.
Afraid of anyone in the tournament?
No.
Not even
I watch
Rhett?
a lot of odds. Oh, Rhett, yes. I'm afraid
Yeah, I
of
was going
Rhett.
to say, Rhett
It's
isn't
a god.
really.
I have.
I mean, if
served
In
no
Control
purpose.
took a game off you, Rhett's going to 4-0 you, right? Like,
Well,
He doesn't do Manzer. man.
Rhett doesn't lurker drop.
He doesn't do
man
Manzer.
mode.
No.
look at this guy. He's like Vegeta right now. He's like,
I was
over 9,000. Like,
That's the best Hearthstone video ever, by the way, is the interview you did where you kept
Oh, yeah,
fixing
yeah.
the guy's
Oh,
mic.
yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, but me and Rhett, we go about 60-40 probably in his favor. If it gets past 10 minutes, it's very difficult for me in the mid game.
Yeah.
And once it gets to the late game, super late game, it's pretty close.
Are you doing the mech thing where you transition to mech?
Yeah, we have a lot of epic games if it reaches about the 25-minute mark.
Rhett's watching.
What
you.
does he do? Is he just Muta? Like
He's
standard
watching.
He's
strategy
watching.
over
He's
there?
mad dogging you right now.
He just plays like all the Koreans do. They just throw units at you nonstop.
Yeah.
If you ever lose a position, it's very hard to retake it as Terran. So, yeah, it'll be tough to beat Rhett if he gets out, of course.
Oh, I think he's getting out, my friend.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're in the group.
Yeah, that's true. The
Yeah,
Great
'cause
Gnosis is in there.
I'm known for defeating Zergs in tournaments. That's like my thing. Day 9 cracking up over here.
Dan's like he'll be the Iron Bank in this game. He's like, well, I'm down to 2 bases, but I've mined like I'm on 6. So. The army that he's about to see is going to throw him off really good.
All right, well, guys, we are going to go to a short break. We come back. We'll continue on with the StarCraft Remastered event launch. Is that what
Don't
this
go
thing's called?
anywhere.
Don't
We'll be
go
right
away.
back.
We'll be right back.